you are buying something and Egypt uses it to subsidize bread, which they used to feed 70 million Egyptians daily. If you're a customer, you are buying goods, and your supplier gives you a donation, it is different from somebody who has no relationship, who is just being given donation based on his difficulty.
In the context under which you said it was to criticize the government policy, is there anything fundamentally wrong in getting that purchase from Ukraine?
No, we didn't purchase. They gave us free to support us for hunger. If they bought it, it's a different thing.
Hello friends, this is Holy Ghost on here once again. I want to specially welcome you to my Facebook page and my YouTube channel, where I tell you the undiluted truth that has the ability, the capacity, and the capability to liberate Nigeria from bad governance. Guys, this video, I tell you, is a must watch. I want to show you how Peter Obi is shut up, is sealed, is zipped the mouth of the Minister of Information of Tinubu. Listen, recently, Peter Obi kicked against Nigeria and Ukraine supporting Nigeria with grain, with food, when we are not at war officially. Do you understand? So the likes of Reno Moki, now Reno Moki, they can Reno Moki. I mean, they cannot. If you know the name, please put that in the comment section. Reno Moki. So he came out and attacked Peter Obi that Egypt accepts. So Tinubu Minister of Information also came. He said Egypt buys grains, from Ukraine. You understand? About 70%, as 60 to 70% of the grain consumption there, they buy from Ukraine and the rest. Do you understand? So that was what Tinubu Minister of Information said in defense of Tinubu's government. Listen, after the meeting, they came and interviewed Peter Obi again. But what's wrong with Nigeria accepting Ukraine? Peter Obi said no. Egypt buys their grains from Ukraine to subsidize bread for their citizens. But Ukraine, that have no relationship with us, they are giving us as in a beggarly form with the beg. You understand? Supporting, you are not buying, they only buy. It's like you passing through a street, you see a child that is homeless, a child that is hungry. That's okay, please take and eat. All those beggars you see now, they are hungry, you give them. That's what Ukraine gave to us. So Peter Obi said, we didn't buy. They are helping or giving up because we are hungry. What happened? Peter Obi called he called the land size, of Ukraine, and called the land size of North, meaning our northern Nigeria is bigger than the whole of Ukraine. That is helping us with food. Do you understand? So Peter Obi humiliate this Minister of Information, Imat Zip. I believe say Reno Mokina is looking for where to hide his head. Please watch this video. I beg you. Drop your opinion at the comment section. I'll be reading at the comment section. I want to hear your opinion on this matter. Please watch it to the end. Thank you.
And awards in Abuja, a platform for eminent Nigerians to take another critical look at the challenges and prospects of the Nigerian nation. They include scholars, opposition leaders, and government representatives. The keynote speaker is the chairman of the board of Africa's Private Sector Summit, Professor Kingsley Moghalu. The former deputy governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria fired the first salvo on the topic, Nigeria's economic distress. Which way, Nigeria?
The decisions to remove the petrol subsidy and forex subsidy were bold decisions and were correct. Given the country's revenue challenges in the crude oil production and export sector, Nigeria could no longer afford to subsidize the importation of refined petrol, at least fully.
His submissions generated reactions from both those in and out of government. Here, the former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi.
Ukraine is giving Nigeria grain. Ukraine is at war. The whole of northern Nigeria is 268,000 square kilometers. Ukraine is 603,000 square kilometers. They have no reason to give us grain.
The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, wasted no time in defending some of the jabs thrown at the government.
It may be true that Nigeria has accepted grains from Ukraine, but that is not on its own a very bad story. Egypt takes in about 60% of its grain production from Ukraine. And I know that our elder statesman here, Mr. Peter Obi, is also understanding the Egyptian economy. The fact that 60% of the grain production in Egypt is coming from Ukraine does not make Egypt a failed state. In addition, the revenues accruing to the three tiers of government, the federal, state, and local government, have grown by between 50 and 100% since the removal of fuel subsidy. This means more funds are available to directly impact the lives of Nigerians through investments in critical infrastructure, social security, and other areas.
Arise News took up Peter Obi on his comments over Ukraine's grain support to Nigeria.
Egypt buys 22% of its grain. Egypt imports about 60% of its grain use annually. 22% of that comes from Ukraine. So if you are buying something and Egypt uses it to subsidize bread, which they used to feed 70 million Egyptians daily. If you're a customer, you are buying goods, and your supplier gives you a donation, it is different from somebody who has no relationship, who is just being given donation based on his difficulty.
In the context under which you said it was to criticize the government policy, is there anything fundamentally wrong in getting that purchase from Ukraine?
No, we didn't purchase. They gave us free to support us for hunger. If they bought it, it's a different thing. We didn't buy. Ukraine donated to us because we are hungry.
While the forum provided an opportunity for frank conversation with several laudable recommendations, it was also a platform to honor several achievers. Amidst the prevailing economic challenges, President Bola Tinubu, represented by the Information Minister, was the recipient of the Presidential Award for Leadership Excellence. Benga Ashiru, Arise News.